The Community Foundation of Greater Cedar Rapids, we are one of 900 community foundations across the US. Our community foundation has been in existence for 75 years. We have a staff of 22 people right up the road in Cedar Rapids, and we basically try to connect donors with causes and make hopefully wonderful things happen. So we manage assets, total assets of about 219 million. And we're really honored that we've been able to be associated with Kidneeds since the beginning. 1997 is when they created their fund. So I'll turn it over to Laura.
Okay. As Lynn said, the granting program that supports all of the research is funded through families and the different fundraising programs and attempts and approaches that the families take. So we're just here today to kind of give some guidelines and some examples and answer any questions, etc. Real quick before you guys get into the meat of your conversations later today. So in your folders, you will find something that says donor initiated fundraising policy. I am not walking us through that. That is there for you to read later. But it is all the ins and outs of the rules for doing your own fundraiser. So I just wanted to point that out. Some of the most frequent questions we receive about families planning a fundraiser on their own is the donation of a space tax deductible? And it is not. Is the event itself exempt from sales tax? And it is not. The Community Foundation is the nonprofit that receives the contribution. So we are the one that then gives the tax acknowledgement letter to anybody who donates to whatever you have planned, so that you can always write a handwritten thank you to the people who give gifts, but you do not have to worry about the official note, like acknowledgement of any kind of charitable gift. Bills are paid outside of the foundation. As Lynn said, everything that comes into the Community Foundation is granted out for research. So the fund does not pay for you to reserve a space or to send mailers or anything like that. That is all something that you guys would need to do yourselves in your own planning and your own support. And then in that very technical lawyer written document, it goes through things like the importance of the records, financial controls, budgets, things like that. And if you're having something at a physical location, liability insurance is something that you should have. Okay, so some examples of different fundraising people have had through the years. You know, people have had different events and things, bowling, golf, stuff like that. But the ones that have been the most successful are ongoing contributions, just encouraging people to set up like regular giving, like you would a bill pay. So like a monthly, quarterly, something like that, that just automatically comes to the Community Foundation. You as the fundraiser are doing less work, and regular gifts are coming in so that it can fund the research. Gifts in honor of loved ones. We have a lot of families who have family members and that are struggling with this, and they will send in just different things in honor of that person's maybe birthday or different holiday. And then of course in memory of loved ones who have passed. So I would say that the biggest things are those, like, it's somebody's birthday, we're going to put $200 into the fund on their behalf or in honor of them. So those are much more common, and you can always encourage loved ones to take that approach. The one thing I do want to give a little word of warning for, and that is for Facebook fundraisers. So with Facebook, Facebook works with a company called Network for Good, and they do not differentiate what any dollars that went in are for. So if you build a fundraiser on Facebook, which is pretty easy to do, and you say it's for my child, and we're doing it for Kidneeds, when the Community Foundation gets that check from Network for Good, we don't know it was you. We don't know it was for Kidneeds. It comes unidentified. So it is very, very important that if you decide to do something, Facebook or another social media platform that allows such things, that you notify our office that you're doing it. And then when your fundraiser wraps up, about what the balance is, so that we can match it to Kidneeds and know that it was with your family. Because otherwise, we have 1,000 funds, like Kristi said. So there's no way to know if it was for one of our funds, for Kidneeds, for something completely different. So it's very, very essential to keep us in the loop if you're taking that approach, so that we can match it and put it in the proper place.
Okay, as far as the types of gifts, getting more into the nuts and bolts and things, cash and check and credit cards are probably the most common, and those can all be, you can find instructions and directed to the community foundation. For potentially larger gifts, making gifts of stock, we have a brokerage account. Gifts of stock are a great way. So many shares of X company. For the donors, it helps them avoid capital gains, especially if those stocks have been appreciating over time. So those are very simple gifts for us to receive. Instructions are simple. What I would say, kind of like the Facebook fundraising, for stock, it's really important for us to be notified that this is coming in. Just very simple. This gift of stock is coming in from this individual, this type of stock, it's PepsiCo or whatever, and that it's for Kidneeds. It is not uncommon for us to receive stock. It comes into our brokerage account and there's no identifier to it. We don't know who it's from or what it's for. So for any kind of gifts of stock, they can be great gifts to make, but just notify the community foundation so we can be aware. For donors who are age 70 and a half and older, who have an IRA, that is a very popular giving tool. There's some real tax advantages. So if you're working with somebody who's of that age or older, making gifts through their IRA, they can avoid taxable income by giving it to a charity. Those are very easy to do. Those gifts from IRA funds need to come directly from the IRA administrator to the community foundation. They can't take the withdrawal themselves and then pass it on to us. Then that they lose their tax savings there. So gifts from IRA, if there's gifts of real estate, I mean, we can handle just about any type of giving. And if it's anything that's potentially complicated or just not very clear cut, just reach out to our office. We're happy to walk you through it or work directly with the donor or their people, so to speak. So we're happy to help in any way and happy to consider lots of different options. So.
Okay, I know this is the driest part of your day, so we apologize for that. It's very housekeeping things. So, like I said, Kristi and I have our cards out in the lobby. If you have any questions and if you have an idea, you just even want to bounce it off of us or talk through options, give us a call, reach out. We're here to help. We've done amazing things over the last 19 or whatever year, no, 27 years. So, and we have been just honored to be part of this story to bring so much hope and health to families who needed it the most. So thank you so much for your time.